Thylacoleo is referred to often as the marsupial lion, but it wasn't actually a lion. It was, in fact, a marsupial, and lions are part of the cat family, so they're not closely related, but it occupied a niche similar to lions today. Welcome back to Paleopedia, and Thylacoleo, or Thylacoleo, or however you want to pronounce it, is a Pleistocene animal native to Australia that lived during the late Pliocene through the late Pleistocene, going extinct about 40,000 years ago. And what makes Thylacoleo kind of special and unique for marsupials is the fact that it was predatory. There weren't a lot of predatory marsupials on the continent. There were several species, including Thylacoleo and its relatives, as well as the Tasmanian devils and the Tasmanian tigers, the thylacines. But Thylacoleo was the largest of these predators and was a contender for the top predator position alongside Megalania, the largest known lizard to ever exist. And as far as mammalian predators go, it was rather large. The average weight of this animal was anywhere between about 230 to 270 pounds, with some individuals potentially getting bigger, placing it at around the same size as modern jaguars. So it was large and very formidable on its own. And as far as the family of marsupial lions, the Thylacoleonids, Thylacoleo was the largest of its kind and the last of its kind. Its ancestors first appear in the fossil record about 18 million years ago as very small tree-dwelling animals called microleo, which literally translates to tiny or small lion. And compared to its last descendant, Microleo was really small. It only weighed around 130 kilograms or so. It was about the size of a ring-tailed possum, so by comparison, it was really tiny. And this leads scientists to generally assume that the Thylacoleonids didn't really change their body plan all that much. They just kept getting bigger as they stepped further and further into their role as one of the continent's few actual predators. Another thing that makes Thylacoleo really unique for marsupials, not just the fact that it's actually a predator, but it was the fact that it evolved from herbivorous ancestors. It's part of the Vombatiform group of marsupials, which are represented today just by the koala and the wombat. So the closest relatives to the marsupial lion are those guys. Thylacoleo was likely an ambush hunter. Based on anatomy studies, it probably wasn't able to actually move all that fast, which was highlighted in the recent Prehistoric Planet Ice Age series. And it is believed to have been an overall terrestrial predator, but was capable of climbing trees and maybe jumping out of trees onto its prey items, giving it the nickname the drop bear. And something else that makes Thylacoleo just even more unique than it already is the method of how it actually dispatched its prey. Most predators today, like the cats, use a crushing bite that basically suffocates their prey, but Thylacoleo wasn't equipped for that type of killing method. Of course, to start off, Thylacoleo had an incredibly powerful bite. Pound per pound, it had one of the strongest bite forces of any known mammal. A 220-pound Thylacoleo would have a comparable bite force to a 500-pound African lion. So, incredibly dangerous bite on its own, but its teeth is what made it exceptionally efficient. Comparable predators today, the big cats, primarily use a suffocating bite method. They basically bite down on their prey's windpipe and they prolongingly hold their jaws closed, suffocating their prey item in about 10 to 15 minutes. But 3D scans of the skull of Thylacoleo suggest that it wasn't capable of producing those prolonged suffocating bites. If you look at the dentition in the skull of the marsupial lion, you can see that it has a very unique set of teeth. It has these enlarged premolars that could shear flesh off of prey. They're carnassial teeth, basically. And they also had these giant incisors at the front of their jaws. And these teeth would have made their killing bite unbelievably deadly and incredibly efficient. Rather than suffocate their prey, Thylacoleo is believed to have bitten into the neck, where the incisors would have stabbed and torn at the flesh, while the premolars crushed the windpipe, severed the spinal cord, and severed several major arteries in the neck, leading to a death of its prey item in less than a minute. The bite of Thylacoleo was complemented by the fact that it was built for grappling large prey items like short-faced kangaroos and Diprotodon, a rhino-sized wombat of the time. It had incredibly powerful forearms with retractable thumb claws, allowing it to get an insanely good grip before delivering that death bite. And this allowed Thylacoleo to hunt these very large Australian herbivores. In fact, it's believed that Thylacoleo was so specialized for hunting these large Australian herbivores that that's probably what led to its extinction. Its bite and its hunting style wasn't really good for going after small, agile, fast prey items. So when the large Australian megafauna started to die out around 40,000 years ago, Thylacoleo quickly followed suit. And we aren't entirely sure why the large Australian megafauna started to go extinct around 40,000 years ago. It's believed that, at least in part, climate change played a role as the continent got warmer and drier, but it's also possible that the arrival of human settlers around 50 to 60,000 years ago might have also played a key part, although there is limited evidence at the moment of the first humans of Australia actually interacting with the large prey and predators of the continent at the time. Thylacoleo was just a super unique predator. It had this incredibly efficient bite, had these really powerful grappling arms, it could climb trees, it likely dropped onto prey items from above, or at least potentially did, but it was just too specialized for a world of giants to survive the modern day.